another. What you cooking, man?
What's up, friends? Good morning. Welcome to Iron Minds. We got Nick. We got Michael Lombard. I'm Trey Griggs. Happy good morning to you. January 14th. Happy belated birthday, Michael Lombard. Out there, look at the giddy up on Lombard today. Look at this. He's frozen right now, but he looks like he's ready to drive. Look at this guy. We'll get him back here in just a minute. What's up, Nick? How you doing?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Here, man. Off to a great start to the year, and it's just going to keep getting better.
That's right, baby. It's all positive thinking. Michael Lombard, you're frozen. Can you hear us though? There you are.
Yeah, I can hear you.
There you are.
Disconnected from the Wi-Fi. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Yeah, I'm hyped up this morning, feeling good. Nice, got a nice little morning chill. Happy to be here.
How young are you, my friend?
35.
35, dude. You're in your prime, man. Look at you. 35 years old. That's awesome, man.
That's what they tell me.
What did you do for your birthday?
I did. I've never really been a birthday guy, but I took a lead from a friend of mine to start embracing birthdays more. A friend of mine just turned 30, and it was something he was going with. So I did we did some stuff on Saturday. We went to this country dancing bar. That's like a fun people watching place on Saturday, but on my actual birthday, I did all the things I like. So I ran in the morning at the Orange Theory studio, and then there's a workout. I did it at 11 a.m. at another gym I work out at. And then I had to coach 2 classes myself, went to the movies, and ate P. Terry's.
Nice. What movie did you see?
I saw Den of Thieves 2.
Oh, pretty good.
Which is,
would you recommend?
I would definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen the first one, I mean, it's a heist movie, and heist movies are, awesome.
Well, I have to say, you did post on your birthday some pictures out on social media that, I got to be honest, man, didn't even look like you. I was like, that's not Michael Lombard. That's not the guy that I know from 10 years ago. And it's crazy because that guy and what he probably did on his birthday and what you did on your birthday is probably two totally different days. I mean,
oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
My thought.
I think about birthdays from 10 years ago. And the reason I use the last 10 years is because I'd say the last 10 years was really a roller coaster, because at 25, I was still playing a little bit of lacrosse at 25, but I was in college, and it was briefly after 25 where things kind of came off the rails. But yeah, I'd say 10 years ago, 25, 26, 27, and 28. I mean, yeah, the birthday looked like, what was crazy about my birthday is after the college football national championship, there's always something called Walter Camp Weekend in New Haven, where the national championship team will come to New Haven, and there's a bunch of camps, but it's also a huge party. A lot of former NFL players are there, and it was always around my birthday. And so we would always be in downtown New Haven, and it involved getting absolutely blitzed.
Yeah. Totally different lifestyle, totally different experience. And you've reached a point now in your journey where on a free day, when you can do what you want, you're including exercise, where a lot of people, I think, on their free days, they don't think about that so much, in terms of doing something outside or doing something physical, going on a hike, as you said, going on a run. Man, it's just making that little mind switch of I remember Mike Tyson says, discipline is doing what you hate, but doing it like you love it. And I'm sure when you got started, you probably didn't love it at first, but now you love it. I love that, dude.
Love the process.
Good habits become a lifestyle.
Yep. That's awesome, dude. Hey, let me tell you something else. I got to tell you guys about this, Nick. You're going to love this, my friend. So we got a little shout out on social media from our friend Drew Pearson, who says, although it's not a true triathlon, I did it between my lunch break and after dinner. Today I accomplished a 10K run, a 40K bike ride, and a 1.5K swim. Shout out to Drew Pearson. Congrats. You got I know, man. That's incredible, dude. I love that. I just love seeing people kind of figure something out. Listen, it's not official, it doesn't matter, but what a cool thing to be able to say that he did. So shout out to Drew, man. I love that. I put in there, congrats, what's next? Because like we talk about, you got to have something that's next. Like, what is the next thing on the list? And so can't wait to hear what's next for Drew. I'd love if you're watching the comments, throw us a comment about what's next for you. You signed up for a race, you're going to do a 5K walk run. Are you going to do something personal, some personal goal you're going to try to hit here in 2025? What is it? I'm on a journey to get back to my ideal weight, which I need to do. I've let that slip over the last couple of years. I'm on a journey to eat better, exercise at least once a day, every day, something. And again, that could be going on a walk. That could be a stretching routine. It could be a weight exercise. It could be running, whatever it is. And get back to my my college weight because, man, felt good back in the day. So that's what I'm working towards this year in 2025. So you got to hold me to it. I'm going to go hop on the scale here in just a little bit. See how we did last week. We had a great week last week, man. It was awesome. Energy's up. Feel a lot better, man. Life is good. Dude, I can't get over that Blues hat. It looks so good, dude. It looks so good.
Let's go Blues, baby. I got this at a Blues game when I was still driving. Got it over the road. Blues games are awesome. St. Louis is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Let's go, St. Louis. Let's go. Need to get you up here and we'll go to another game, man. That'll be great. All right, so guys, listen. Officially Friday, last week Friday, was Quitter's Day. Some people may recognize this as the day that they give up on their goals. Why is it last Friday? Because people do a good job the first week. They're really motivated. And then that second weekend on Friday, they slip. They let go of their goals in some shape or form, whether that's eating, working out, or whatever. And it's when the gyms become a lot looser. The equipment becomes more available. People stop going. And so we want to encourage you, hey, you haven't quit yet. You got to keep going. It's 2025. This is a lifestyle change. It is not a time to stop what you're doing and quit. But it happens. It's official. Quitter's Day.
Is that a thing? I have a question, and I've been wondering this because I've never heard that term before. I feel like
it's not. It's not a nationally recognized holiday, Nick. If that's what you're wondering, but it is the.
Like, the first time I ever heard about this was in an Apple commercial.
Yeah, it's the unofficial day that people give up on their New Year's resolutions, and it's the second Friday in January because that's about all that some people can handle.
Who got this data?
Yeah, it's just interesting because I've never heard of the Quitter's Day before. I've heard all sorts of data and stats. I've made some up myself, but
yeah, well, it's one of those things that social media now pops up that has been statistically the case that people give up on their goals within 2 weeks of New Year's, and the first Friday is the most convenient day to give up on it because it's the weekend after you've been like going at it for 10 whole days. And then, can't do much more after that. So we're beyond that. It's time to keep momentum rolling. It's time to keep the ball moving here in 2025 towards whatever goal we have. It's all about just stacking days and building momentum. Man, just reading those books like The Compound Effect or Atomic Habits, something like that to get it going. Nick, I've noticed in the last several episodes of Iron Minds, you've been writing things down. Tell me what you're doing there, buddy.
So this is actually a perfect segue because Tuesdays is a functional strength training day for me. And when I get a little further down the line here, there's some regular workouts out of a book that I follow called 8 Weeks of Steel Fit. But right now, I'm still in kind of preseason, rehab. Let's get the functional strength. Let's balance out the muscles workout again. And so last night, I spent some time planning my workout for today. And I just wrote down the exercises I want to do, the sets I want to do, and I'm checking them off as I go. And the reason I said that's a good segue is because, I talked to a couple people. Michael, I brought this up to you the other day, who tell me they want to kind of make fitness their goals and stuff, but they don't know what to do. And I always have a plan. And if I don't have a plan, I have a go-to workout or a go-to activity. So if I had, let's just say we had to cancel today or something like that, or something else comes up, I always have a 45-minute run I can go to, or a 30-minute workout, just something that prevents me from having to say, well, I guess I can't work out today. I think it's all about planning when you really want to get after a goal that's going to be a long-term goal. You can't leave it up for a daily decision, because at some point, one of those days, you're going to make the decision not to go.
Yeah, I love that. How long does it take you to do that at night when you think about it? And when do you do that? Are you doing that right before you go to bed? Are you doing that at dinner? Are you doing that while you're watching some TV or hang out with family? What's the plan?
It depends. Last night, because I watch a lot of YouTube. If I'm not on with you guys, when I'm doing my warm-ups in the morning, I'll play YouTube videos. And so sometimes it's motivational stuff. Sometimes it might be a speech. Oftentimes it's how to fix whatever's broken on me. And so there was a couple good videos. And so last night I did spend about 15 minutes just reviewing those videos and writing down the exercises that I wanted to do to hit the parts of my body that needed it. I'm not a trainer. Like Lombard and I were talking about this the other day. I'm moderately dangerous on kind of knowing how to attack functional strength. But I mean, a lot of the information's out there. Most of the information's out there. You just kind of got to be careful to make sure you pick the right stuff and don't overdo it and get injured.
Yeah. Yep. I hear that. And there's some good apps out there that have pretty good workouts if you just need something that's consistent. I think that's, Lombard, from an Orange Theory fitness standpoint, from a CrossFit standpoint, I think that's one of the draws of those places, that you just go in and there's a workout to do. You don't have to think, and having your tribe, whatever it is you like to do, man, it's a beautiful thing.
That's the best part about group fitness. And I could say when it comes to this Quitters Day, and that's why I think group fitness is probably the easiest pathway to get past that second Friday in January, because the reason why that Quitters Day exists, and why I'm curious where the data comes from, but it makes sense because at the beginning of the new year, people will start and they'll go hard for those 10 days, like you said, but so are all their other friends, their same friend group. They're probably all on the same page. And then one of them caves, and then so they all cave. So really nothing's changed in the new year. They started doing something new, but their environment didn't change. And so collectively as a group, everybody just caves and they go right back into their old habits. But if you get yourself involved in something like group fitness and something like Orange Theory or CrossFit, if you go to group fitness and start branching out in your community, then you're setting yourself up probably for a little bit more success, because there's more like-minded individuals who are going to be there, and you're going to end up feeling obligated to them because you started to like them in the new year, as opposed to going back out and going on a 3-day bender with your friends. So I think group fitness is a huge, huge opportunity to stay dialed in past Quitters Day.
Yeah. Yep. Here it is. Second Friday of January. Second Friday of January, known as Quitters Day. So there you go, Lombard. It's on the internet. It must be true.
True that.
True that. That's where that goes. Hey, I think we need to start a new segment on the show. Something a little fun. As you guys know, the name of the show, Iron Minds, comes from a Bible verse. It's Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Some translations say one person sharpens another, for those that may be concerned that women aren't included in that. Anyways, that's the verse. Is that's like iron sharpens iron. We actually help each other become sharper and better, more productive, more effective, whatever you want to say in that regard. So I think it's time that we have a Bible verse segment of the day. And I'm going to pick the verse today, and I'm excited about this one. Romans 1:16. Romans 1:16. It says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power unto salvation for all who believe." I got to tell you something I'm excited about. I am loving seeing these athletes after games give glory to God for what they're doing. That's something that's kind of not new, but like it feels like becoming way more acceptable in culture now. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that because we all have this creator who created this amazing body that we have. We're going to take care of it. And just seeing these athletes do that, not being ashamed, I'm down for that. I'm here for it.
I think what it does is it really brings the like there's such a center point to that. I think about, CJ Stroud is one who's been really vocal about it on the Houston Texans.
He's consistently been. Yeah.
Why it's so important, why I think it's so awesome too, because I agree with you, is that like when it becomes centered around faith, around Christ, you realize that it's a bigger picture, and you realize that your fitness essentially it's bigger than you, because everything is a gift from God. And I think that it kind of teaches the lesson that you need to respect the gifts you are given. And if you are given the gifts of 2 legs, 2 functioning arms, like you're able to move freely. Like think about the idea of being able to get up off the ground by yourself without aid, or to simply be able to walk, or to breathe unassisted, to do anything unassisted. That is truly a gift taken for granted. And to not dial yourself in to sustain those gifts for as long as you can is, in a way, an affront, or kind of disrespecting the gifts you are given, because everything we have is truly a gift, and we need to use them.
Dude, even the oxygen in our very lungs. I mean, think about it. We didn't create our bodies. We didn't create the oxygen that makes our bodies run. Like, it's all given to us. Such a gift. I love that, man. I love that thought of being thankful for the gifts that we get, man. That's absolutely huge. So I've just been really excited to see that, excited to see athletes do that. And it's been crazy because they're not just saying, hey, I want to thank God for this. They're like, talking about the gospel, which I think is really cool. So neat stuff, man. I feel like there's a little revival going on in America, and that's exciting. That's exciting. But the point of all that is to say, find your tribe, find your group, find your fellow men and women of iron who can sharpen you and make you better. So important. So very important. All right. Well, guys, listen, I still have a shoulder problem, but I'm learning how to do some exercises that will strengthen parts of the body that will not impact my shoulder negatively. I was up playing basketball the other day, and I raised my arm too fast, and I felt it kind of get hurt again, whatever's going on in there. So I'm still rehabbing it. But, I think sometimes when people get injured or something like that, sometimes they just take a break everywhere. Like, my shoulder's hurting, my legs aren't hurting. I can still do a lot of stuff, Making sure we do that's important.
I think I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. One of the reasons I love doing the sport that I do is there's always something I can train.
Yeah, exactly.
Grip strength, upper body strength, like lower body strength, running, cardio, running, biking, yoga. I'll meditate if I have to. There's always some way to get better in mind, body, and spirit. And I'm not a religious man, but I am a spiritual man, and I do believe that that there is a direct correlation between the three. And as you get stronger in one area, you get stronger in the others.
Dude, so true, so true. And man, you can work your ankles and calves if you got nothing else, but lower part of your legs, you can get a really good workout doing that. You can do, just there's all kinds of stuff to do. So just figuring out what you can do and not taking those unnecessary days off if something's down. I mean, I'm sure my shoulder will come back here as soon as I rehab it, but you just got to be careful with that. But it shouldn't stop me from doing, other things, other exercises. So pretty important stuff. All right, Lombard, you're out in the cold, it looks like, in Austin, Texas. What's it like down there? Give us a weather report.
Well, like I told you, we're all about sharpening our brains. And so, it's all about getting strong in mind and body. So I recently, switched my phone over to Celsius to make my brain work a little bit harder. And so I woke up this morning, I saw it was 2 degrees. And now my basic math tells me that that's somewhere in the 30s. So it's I always take advantage of these moments. I was on a call last night. When it comes to the cold, somebody's asking, "Oh, I heard it's getting a little cold in Texas." I mean, I'll never complain about the cold in Texas because it's over by February, if that. Yeah. And I've been, over the years, I've just become so accustomed to oppressive weather. Being from the Northeast, being over the road, having to stay in shape over the road, whether it's going for a run in 20 degrees in Iowa or 105 degrees in Laredo. Like, I've learned to just grow accustomed to it. And I think when it comes to the weather, the weather is a lot of people's number one excuses. I mean, there are people who won't come to the gym because it is raining, and weather becoming an excuse.
Are they running? Are they riding a bike? What's going on?
Yeah, it's like I like the rain will stop people from coming in. It's super crazy, and I just made it a point, especially since I had started my fitness journey, that weather can't really be an excuse. Like and I can't make it, and actually, when inclement weather is coming, you kind of want to be like the buffalo going into the storm. You should get yourself into it, because it's just going to make you stronger and make you better and make your mind stronger for when you encounter when you start encountering things more, because inconveniences happen in life, and there's such a mental translation between willingly participating in discomfort, and then when discomfort happens to come upon you, whether it's from work or relationships or whatever you have going on, your brain is a little bit more equipped to deal with those scenarios if you've voluntarily gone into uncomfortable scenarios. And that includes just working out in not Goldilocks conditions.
Yep, love that. And by the way, 2 degrees Celsius, 34 Fahrenheit. So
there we go.
Really close, man. You're right in there. That's for sure. Well, that's so true. Switching your phone to Celsius, dude. I love how you're just contrarian thinking, switching things up on yourself. I've heard things like brushing your teeth left-handed will do it. Sometimes I will eat left-handed. Just get a little change in what you're doing with your body. Just getting out of the habit, out of the routine of how you're doing stuff. Switch up the way that you're walking. You got a path that you're walking. Go the opposite direction. Make a left turn instead of a right. Explore something new. What's that, Nick?
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I read about that in my book, and every time I get into a mental rut, it's those little things that get you out of it. Park somewhere else. Take a left instead of a right on your way to work. Drink with your opposite side of your hand. It's those little things. A shift, move a muscle, change a thought. A physical move changes your perspective, and those thoughts begin to add up, and you just get out of your own head a little bit by taking some of those changes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's give people the healthy habits of the day. Here's the healthy habit of the day. Next time you go to the grocery store, you know how people are always jockeying for those parking spots really close to the door, trying to get as close as you can, driving around, that kind of thing. Here is the healthy habit of the day. Next time you go to the grocery store, park as far away from the door as you can, or at least out further. Just take the first spot that you find that's out there. It'll give you some extra steps when you're walking that way. It'll help out, make a difference. Adding a few extra steps. What's that, Nick?
I would say do that everywhere. Do it at work, do it at the grocery store.
Do it everywhere, that's right.
Like, that's just, those steps add up, man. And especially if you're not, someone who's logging a bunch of miles on your feet already, they can definitely help you out. And again, it's that mental discipline too of like, why do you want to fight? Why do you want to fight with 15 other cars for a spot closer to the end when you can just park the car?
Just park and walk. That's right. That's right.
We make our lives harder looking for convenience sometimes, but it's not as convenient as they believe to be.
Yep. Another healthy habit, when you get to the grocery store, only stay on the outside when you're buying groceries. Don't go into the aisles. The aisles have all the processed food. All the healthy food is typically on the outside. So stay on the outside, everybody. Stay on the outside. We went to Costco this weekend, and man, it was when your mindset changes, you start to see everything differently. Everything differently. We didn't have any of the samples that are there, because usually the samples, that's not true. We actually had a little tomato soup sample. That was actually pretty good. Some solid tomato soup. But we didn't have any other samples that, sometimes it's just easy to grab and have. And, it's just a little bit. But by the time you're down through the store, you've had 10 samples. I mean, you start to see the food differently when your mind is different, Start to see it as, that's not fuel. That's not going to help me out. I bought a bunch of meat at Costco. And I got to be honest, in the past, we haven't bought a lot of meat at Costco, maybe a little bit, some chicken. But we got some fillets. We got some shrimp. We got some salmon. We got some chicken. It's exciting. And then we cooked a lot of it on Sunday to get ready for the week. So just these little bitty things, man, they just add up over time. It's just so powerful. Hey, Jeff Dickinson, the Bodacious Cowboys, up and at him. Jeff, what are you doing today, my friend? You're working out. You get an early start to work. Tell us what's good, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you.
I did want to jump in, talk Quitters Day real quick, because it's really interesting that I work at Orange Theory, and I also strength train at a gym called On It Gym in Austin, and they have started their what's great, Orange Theory we just started our transformation challenge yesterday, and on it starts it at the end of the month. And like we're even having, it seems like businesses are catching on to this Quitters Day thing because they're not starting that first week of January. They're almost waiting until the month has gotten into full swing. So it's almost setting you up for success again, almost knowing that people will either have a slow start or they will quit on that second Friday. And it gives you, and it's almost like these gyms are helping out by doing it after, being like, hey, this is actually going to start way later instead of January 1st to January 2nd. You can join, you could join now and then jump in on this kind of like 8-week challenge, so to speak. So it's really, I like that. And then this is straight out of Goggins' first book, and I say it all the time. It's the day one, week one mindset. And Jocko talks about how each day the count goes back to 0. It doesn't matter what you do yesterday, but in life, you have day one, week ones all the time. If you get a promotion at work, there's a day one, week one. There's like, when it comes to setbacks or anything, having the mindset of every day is day one, week one. And it gets it from, because it took Goggins several attempts to go through BUD/S to become a Navy SEAL. And he had done 2 Hell Weeks. So he had already gone through Hell Week at Coronado. He had done that twice. And the idea of having to do it again, like a second time, is probably the most damning thing on your brain, of the idea of having to do one of the most hardest things that the U.S. military has to offer. He had to do it twice, and still managed to get through it. So the idea of it being day one, week one, starting over, getting to it is a really important mindset to have, especially if you did quit on Quitters Day. You quit on Quitters Day, good. So you get another day one, you get another week one.
That's right, good. That's right. I love that whole thing from Jocko. Man, good. Just thinking through that. And then, as they say, it's either day one or one day, right? And it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It's all gone. It doesn't matter what you've done at the beginning of this year. It doesn't matter what you did in 2024. Matters what you did today. And that's why I'm wearing this shirt today, boys. Be excellent today. Be excellent today. Get after it today.
I'll tell you what.
Whatever that.
On that point, if you quit on Quitters Day, just restart.
Just restart.
But you didn't quit.
That's right.
You took a day off. Screw it. Nobody said perfect. Your goal, get after it.
Took a little vacation. That's right. Start right back up. That's right. All right, we got to give our shout out to who's bringing the most people in here today. And Lombard wins again. 30 people from Lombard's network on Twitter X hopping in to say hi today. At least that's the unofficial tally according to StreamYard. So
they're all within our network.
network.
Yeah, they're all within our network too. Anybody on Twitter is popping in. They're definitely people who jive with this crew right here.
I don't know.
That's right.
Followers on Twitter.
Well, it doesn't tally. Like some of the analytics on StreamYard are so. I don't even think. In fact, I don't even think Instagram is on here. Yeah, Instagram isn't even showing. So you might be winning, Nick. You might be winning, Nick. We don't know. We got no data around that. All right, guys, listen. Hey, one more thing too, real quick, and then I'm going to shut up. We got Broker Carrier Summit coming up in Indy. We're in some final prep. I got to say, dude, we've got some really cool stuff planned in Indy, and we're going to Charlotte in 2 Fridays. So next Friday, not this Friday, to plan that event in October. And I'll tell you what, we're starting later every day, and I'm thinking that we got to do something for the people. We got to give the people what they want. I'm thinking like a 7 a.m. workout, a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. That's going to get people up, get them going. 6:30, I don't know. We'll figure out the time for the people that really want to get after it. 6 a.m., I don't care. And then we don't start till 9 o'clock on Wednesday and Thursday. So we got plenty of time to get in a nice little workout, some movement, whatever we decide to do. Still go back, clean up, have breakfast, and be ready in time for the start of the show. So we got to figure out what we're going to do in Indianapolis. And I'm open to suggestions of what you guys might want to do, whether it's a 5K walk run, maybe some sort of cardio workout or aerobics of some sort, stretching of some sort, whatever we want to do. We got to figure out for the people, to give people what they want.
Yeah, I'm on board for it. I mean, I think the more simplistic, the better. Like the easier it can be, the access to everybody it can be. So like when it comes to restrictions or any sort of ailments, you can't go wrong with a 5K walk.
Yeah.
Or
Dude,
run.
You cannot
5K
go wrong
walk
with
or
that,
run.
dude. Yep. We could have 2 divisions, basically, the people that want to get a little jog in and then the people that just want to walk. Both are great. Like you said, walking is the hack. Is the physical hack that people often don't figure out.
Walking's the hack.
Huge.
I feel like a 5K walk, it sets it up because at these conferences, now granted, Broker Carrier Summit's awesome. It's got the no booth concept. People are kind of up and talking, but also a lot of people are sitting and listening, or you're just standing around. So the idea of getting that, you get that 5K in early, you're basically already, you're already, almost 2/3 the way to getting in 10,000 steps. You'll probably acquire the rest for the rest of the day, and you're good to go.
Dude, absolutely. And this facility we're going to has plenty of space to walk. We got some really cool old features. It's got it's got a big stairwell to walk and get some steps in. So lots of good stuff, man. It's gonna be absolutely fabulous. All right, here our 30 minutes is up. Let's give the people one final thing. Nick, if you could encourage people today with one thing, you got one thing you want to share with people to encourage them today, help them out today. What's top of mind? What are you saying to somebody?
I want you to take 5 minutes today, any 5 minutes, and I want you to plan out your workout and your meal for tomorrow.
Love that.
I want to give
the workout.
I want to say one thing today. Take 5 minutes, plan out tomorrow. You have a plan, you'll execute the plan.
Yeah, and sometimes you can even cook in advance. So let's say you got a busy day tomorrow. Do some of the cooking today, so all you have to do is heat it up. Help yourself be successful. Michael Lombard, you got one thing to tell the people. What are you telling them today?
Yeah, Nick said it best. I'm all about telling people to pick one thing that they want to win at. But also, I like leaving off things with a quote, and a great quote that I like to go off of straight from Ulysses Grant, General Grant, President Grant. It's that my failures were errors in judgment, not in intent. So again, don't let your failures cloud you because obviously if you failed at something, there was still a goal. Your intentions are good. It's just a brief error in judgment. It just means you just need to make a different judgment call and explore the other options. And to know that failures are simply errors in judgment, not intent. Get some.
Yep. Love that. I'm gonna finish with this. A quote by Arthur Ashe back in the day. How many of you guys remember Arthur Ashe? World champion, tennis player, Wimbledon champion back in the day in the 1970s and 80s. And he said, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And I think that's a great place because you might not be in a place where you can do a whole lot right now, but can you pick up some soup cans and do some bicep curls? Can you go for a walk? Can you walk a couple of blocks today? And then maybe tomorrow or Thursday it gets to 5 blocks or whatever it is. Wherever you are today, just start where you are, use what you have, whatever resources and facilities you have that are available, and then do what you can and just get started. And I'll finish with this. Be excellent today. I love this saying because it just reminds us yesterday doesn't matter. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. If you're listening to this, you got today. So let's be excellent today. Let's finish strong. Fellas, love you guys. Appreciate you. Can't wait till we do this in person. Till we're actually on the same call and do this in person. That's going to be a blast. Until then, everybody, remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Find your tribe, find your group, help each other out there. We'll see you guys in the flip-flop. Peace out, everybody.